Alright, Phil Wrench, Fire Wrench Garage. We're getting ready to put the new intake manifold and everything else on this truck, as I mentioned yesterday. This is from Pusher Intakes, is the one I'm going to do. And I went with the blue because they were out of the titanium color. So we're going to do blue. And I'm going to start off by taking everything off. They give you a really nice set of directions to read over. Very self-explanatory type stuff, but the first thing we're going to take off is the cold air intake. And I'm currently running the bank system on this, but I may switch it over to the one that came with the kit. I haven't decided quite yet. I'll give us a little working room there. And I gotta get an extension. Probably a different socket. On. The socket needed for the clamps here on the cold side, because I'm replacing the cold side tube 2, is a 9/32. That one down at the bottom on the cold air side it's down there ways. And I'm gonna have to just get a longer extension. Going super long. Before I go any farther and start unplugging things, I'm going to disconnect the negative battery terminals. Tuck them out of the way so they don't run into anything. I had to clean up those battery terminals too, it looks like. Come on. cold side. That's out of the way. And we're going to take off the hot side. Extension on that one too. There's that. Spring clamp in here. Let's see. Just we may wait on that one. Disconnect the oil tube, because you'll have to get at one of the manifold belts in the back. Tight spot back there. That's a good one. I guess that just that's for the trans line, but either way, now there's another one right down in here. That one looks to be like a 3/8. Not a 3/8. 10. It's a 10. ratchet. There's that one. Oh, there's another one up in the front. At least that's a 10 as well. This is a nut. Alright, those are now disconnected. And they give you all new seals and hardware with this, so that's a nice feature. Don't have to take that off. There's a little clip back here. Oh shit, don't break that. Well, don't pry against that because you're going to break it. And I broke it. Ah, shit. Alright, now we're going to start taking off the manifold. Most of these I think I'm not going to be able to use my stuff for, my nice tools. For the wind intake, bolts. It actually is a stud that your oil level indicator's on. That one takes a 12 millimeter. It's a stud, but it comes out like a bolt with a washer on it. Looks like that. And then the rest of those are 5/16, I think. Yeah, 5/16 bolts. And I'm going to use my stubby ratchet. Get back there for that. I need a short extension. Be shorter than that, apparently. Maybe I can just use a deep well. 5/16. There's not a lot of room around the bolts on this back side for sure. These kind of projects, you just kind of have to slow down, take your time. A lot of little spots. One of the funnest ones is going to be way around back where you can't even really see it from here. That's going to be the fun one. You gotta love engineers. No offense to those that are. Oh man, that is just ridiculous. You can't get shit in there. Such a spot that I can't even get my meat grips on it. At least with the pusher intake system, you're going to have a lot more room to do a lot more. Putting it back on should be easier, knock on wood, than taking off this old one. It. There is no space in here at all. Jesus. I broke another line. That's not good. I'm breaking all kinds of stuff today. That's not good. Getting coolant everywhere. This one here, I'll test your patience. It's loose though. Sure wish I wouldn't have broke that coolant line. That's a bad deal. See if I can find the plug for it anyway. It's too big. It's too big too, for goodness sake. That'll at least slow it down anyway. How that was reading anything. It was so nasty. Okay. And the last one's up front. This is why you gotta move your dipsticks because they're right under them. So this is a 2019 F350 with a 6.7 liter Powerstroke Diesel. It has been deleted, and I'm slowly getting things changed over. This plastic manifold, so this truck has about 125,000 miles on it right now, and this manifold cracked. And if I remember once I get it off, I'll show you where it's broke. Alright, that's disconnected. Now we come over on this other side. That's what I should have done from the start. Bungee cord to get that out of my way. There we go. That's more better. Over to this side. See what the heck I'm doing here. Sorry, keep knocking you around there. So all these are captured screws. They won't come all the way out. These studs, the big one that I showed you before. Yep. I made myself a liar. This side is a captured one too. This is the first time I've done something like this, so you're watching a newbie put one of these in. I have some mechanical knowledge, obviously, but I'm just using basic hand tools outside of that electric ratchet. You could still do it by hand. Obviously, I'm doing all these by hand. Alright, that one's out. Now the two in the back. These will be the fun ones, just like we had on the other side. Once you get them loosened up, you can spin them with your hand, which is a saving grace. Of course, I'm not left-handed, so not as coordinated with that side. It looks like there's a couple more bolts up on this side that need to come out. Alright, and then our biggest challenge one. You can't see it, you have to kind of feel for it. If your truck is not deleted, first off, I recommend that you do. Second off, there's no way you're going to get this intake out of here without taking that out too. So maybe do it all at the same time. As you can see, I have one original piece left of the EGR cooler. I'm going to be taking that out today too because one of the bolts is not really accessible during the delete. And you definitely don't want to break them off because there's a block off plate. And if you don't get that block off plate on there, I guess that side's just on the manifold, so it's not as big of a deal, but this part here will break, and that's one of the parts that needs to be taken off and done the right way. Am I getting it here? What we got going on? I can't get my matches in there either. Yeah, we're gonna skip that one and see if I've got it out. It feels like it, but it's kind of hard to tell. Free. Next question. I sure don't feel like it. There's a couple more in there yet. Any more little hidden gems? I don't think so. At least not on this side. Something feels like it's still not disconnected here. I don't know what that is. Definitely disconnected. That's all disconnected. Pry bar for that. Doesn't matter, it's cracked already. Now I'm gonna have to buy a new AIC as well because I broke that. So, and that coolant line. just keeps coming out. And obviously they're loose there. The feels loose. That's just really up in there. To come out. Fuel filter on that driver's side, or this thing over here. Movement out of that. That's a cooling pipe, so that's probably not going to go anywhere. So, let's see what happens if we pull the fuel filter. I am going to change the fuel filter on here too. I guess I'm just going to have to. I don't know, I must be an idiot or something, because that should come out of there. Well, so far we're in about half an hour. I'm trying to get this out. What the hell? I don't fucking get it. Holy moly. some sort of heat shields on it. Oh, finally. Goodness sakes. That was a chore. Way more of a chore than it should have been. Now you can see here, that's the part I broke on the AIT. I'm going to have to get one of those on order, but temporarily I'm going to use it. Just got to clean it up a little bit because it's a mess. Add up a little contact cleaner, and they do supply a new bolt to go in there. Package some stuff and I'll be right back. Alright, now we need to put the gaskets that go on both sides here. And they're included in the kit. Really good quality stuff. I'm really impressed. I really want to, I'm going to take you off the tripod here. I want to figure out how I can get this cleaned out, because this is nasty. Look down in there. That's all coming through the intake. That's why you take those stupid, you get the delete kit, because that's what it's pushing all that garbage back into your engine, and just not a good deal at all. I got myself a little head, and I forgot I got to take this piece out as well. So we'll do that now. Both of those stems. And if you take this part out, getting that plastic part that I struggled with out would have been a whole lot easier. But I missed that part in the directions. There's not really that many tools required with this, which is, I'm surprised. There's another little plug down here. Everything's fighting today. Look at that. Oh, shit. Well, I think I broke another connector. This is going to be fun. So that dirty part that I was worried about, I don't have to worry about it anymore, because, yeah. Turbo spinning freely. Chicken feathers. It's filthy in here. 100% filthy. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off, which I couldn't get to before. I don't think that's the right doesn't seem right. Just rounds it right off of there. 5/16. Not that one. An 8. Let's see if an 8 bites better. Nope, it does not. Oh, this is going to get interesting. I will be back. Alright, well, I'm having a real hard time getting that bolt out of that flange, and I'm getting it rounded off. So this is where I'm going to stop for the moment until I can figure out how to get that bolt out. But I'll be back. Alright guys, I screwed up big time. My camera shut off while I was doing this. But I'm going to go through a few of the gotchas on this system and a couple things to that you can do to make it a little bit easier on you. So here's the finished product. So one thing to bear in mind, so I went with the pusher cold air intake here. If you have, like, say, a Banks or some other system, they do have a another piece that you can get that goes into your turbo inlet. If you want to use if you're really happy with what you have for cold air, there is an adapter that you can get that'll go to either the OEM box or an aftermarket like K&N or a Banks like that I had. One of the other things is this sensor here. Make sure that you put that sensor in before you put this Y pipe in. This is near impossible to install. You'll most likely break off the little piece that goes down into this metal. So make sure that you put this sensor on before you put this Y in. The other thing is down here on your hot side inlet for your turbo. This little boot down here does not really like to go on, and so you have to push and tighten this up, we'll say, simultaneously. That's one thing there. Also, be very careful of your coolant. This is your HVAC coolant piece. This little nub right here, and you'll probably have seen that in the other part, but this is very fragile and it will break, and I broke mine. Luckily my Ford dealer had one in stock because you cannot find an aftermarket piece for this. So make sure that you're very careful of that. And then you saw me struggle getting the original intake out. If you take that top black piece completely off first and then get the aluminum piece down on the bottom of it out next, it's a lot easier to get the factory Y pipe or whatever you want to call that comes off your exhaust. The other thing, if you're running still the stock fuel filter here, you'll have to cut off your oil dipstick tab. Otherwise you won't be able to get your OEM filter in and out. So just something, you're going to have to cut that tab off. It used to mount to that plastic intake before. And then you also have to bend your transmission dipstick a little bit for this Y pipe to actually fit in there. So just a few words of caution. I do have a blue solid aluminum coolant pipe coming. I just kind of want to make it look really nice up here. And then I also got the coolant reroute kit to kind of clean up this mess up here. So it's all installed. I just got all my sensors in, so I replaced this one, that one, and then also I replaced this one as well. So all the sensors are brand new. Since I did go with the pusher intake, I had to take my entire bank system out. The pusher intake utilizes the bottom of the OEM air filter box, so you can leave that in place if that's what you already have and you're going to go with the pusher intake system. So just a kind of a few little gotchas there, but it sounds amazing. Maybe what I'll do is I'll get my key here and we can start it up and you can see how it sounds. I'm interested to see how if it helps with any power or miles per gallon. Well, that sounds really nice. Not that it probably does anything about the sound, honestly, but I'm still running the Banks exhaust with a full delete kit, but that sounds pretty darn good. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry I messed up on the middle of the video getting that part put in. Hopefully some of the tips and tricks that I just shared with you will help you on your install of this pusher intake system. It certainly does clean up the engine bay, especially if you're running deleted like I am. There she goes into the turbo mode. I'll just go ahead and shut that off. It's a little hard for the video, but the other thing I did off camera is I replaced my front brakes. These have 125,000 miles on them, so I went with, you can kind of maybe see in there, drilled slotted with ceramic pads. And then also you may have seen on one of my other shorts that I did, I got the Banks diff cover installed. That's pretty straightforward, guys. Just unbolt it, make sure it's fully drained out, you know, check if there's any, you know, foreign materials and stuff in there. Put your gasket on, screw it back in, and then put 3.6 quarts of oil back in it, and you're off to the races. Be interesting to see how how it cools that rear end in towing and whatnot. But that's it, guys. If you like this type of content, there's a lot more coming. I've been really sick and I'm going to be out of work here for the next couple of weeks, dealing with some medical issues. But as you may have seen, some shorts come out earlier. I picked up a 1978 Honda XL 125 that I'm going to get running, and I may restore it. I haven't decided yet. And then our 427, or our, goodness, 427, 347 stroker that I'm going to build out of this 79 302 block. So stick with me, guys. Thanks for all the new subscribers. I really do appreciate it. It's exciting to be able to share some of the projects that I'm doing, and then of course we've got the Sonata, the BMW, and the Mustang there in the background that are all projects too. So really loaded up stuff, but I'm gonna have to slow it down here now and take care of myself. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do, like I said, appreciate all the new subscribers that came in this week. It means a lot to me. Have a great week.